dear student. In the last class we studied about Aruna Asaf Ali, the supplementary reading for 9th standard students. In this class we are going to study about the question answers of this lesson. The first question is like this: what kind of atmosphere existed in the country when Aruna entered into politics? When Aruna entered into the politics, what is the situation, how is the situation, and how the atmosphere is going on? So this is the question. For this question the answer is like this: when Aruna entered politics at a time when the freedom struggle was raging and the youth were laying down their lives for the country's independence. When Aruna entering into the politics, the freedom struggle was going on and the youths, they are the strength of our nation, they are laying their heads into our country's independence. The next question is like this. Second question: why was she termed a non-conformist? Why Aruna Asaf Ali termed a non-conformist? So, Aruna was born in an Orthodox Bengali family, broke all the conventions at the age of 19. When she married Asaf Ali, a Muslim and a prominent figure in the freedom struggle, Asaf Ali was also 20 years senior to her. Due to all this, she was termed a non-conformist. So, why Aruna, she is termed as non-conformist? So, because Aruna was born in an Orthodox Hindu Brahmin family at Kalka, Haryana in 1909. She broke all the conventions at the age of 19. She broke all the conventions, like she married, intercaste marriage, so that she married a Muslim boy, that is, he is 20 years senior than Aruna. So that she termed a non-conformist. Next, third question is: what was the impact of Aruna's public address during the Salt Satyagraha? What was the impact? So what was the impact of Aruna's public address during the Salt Satyagraha? What was the impact of Aruna's public gathering? She gave a speech to the public when the Salt Satyagraha is happening. What is the impact on Aruna? What is the impact affected to the people? Aruna was prosecuted in Delhi when she addressed a public meeting and led processions during the Salt Satyagraha. She was sentenced to 1 year imprisonment when she refused to furnish security for good behavior. A few months later, when most of the political prisoners were being released, she was not released until a public agitation was launched in her support. Aruna, so because of she addressed to the public gatherings, she was imprisoned by the British government at Delhi. And during the Salt Satyagraha, she was sentenced to 1 year imprisonment. She was sentenced for 1 year imprisonment when she refused to furnish security for good behavior. A few months later, when most of the political prisoners were being released, she is sentenced for 1 year imprisonment. Few months later, so most of the political leaders were released, but Aruna was not released till the public agitation was launched in her support. So on that time, the public agitation was was launched in Aruna's support. So that time she was being released. The next question is, why had the committee planned to hoist the tricolor flag? What had led to Gandhi's arrest before the hoisting of the flag? Why had the committee planned for hoisting the tricolor flag? What is the intention of the political leaders? Why they are hoisting the flag? Why they are decided to hoist the tricolor flag? And then what had led to Gandhi's arrest before the hoisting of the flag? Why the Britishers were arrested Gandhiji? Let's see. Bombay Congress session passed the Quit India resolution on 8 August 1942. The committee had planned to hoist the tricolor flag at Gowalia Tank Maidan, but the British got wind of the plan and arrested the top leaders, including Gandhiji, a few hours before the event. So in the Bombay Congress session, all the political leaders decided to hoist the tricolor flag at Gowalia Tank Maidan, but this matter was leaked, and when the British come to know about this, they are just arrest the Gandhiji and some other political leaders. This one is happened few hours before hoisting the flag at Gowalia Tank Maidan. The Britishers were arrest Gandhiji and other political leaders. The next question is like this. There is no warrant for you, madam. Who else was the warrant given to? What did Aruna pursue the British sergeant to do? So this one is asked by, who is asked this question? There is no arrest warrant for you, madam. Who asked? So Aruna Asaf Ali asked this question to the police, to the British sergeant. Who else was the warrant given to? So then the warrant is given to whom? And then what did Aruna pursue the British sergeant to do? So let's see the answer for this question. The arrest warrant was given to Asaf Ali. Aruna pursued the British sergeant to let her accompany them to the railway station to see off her husband. The arrest warrant is only for Asaf Ali. Who is Asaf Ali? So he is a husband of Aruna. The arrest warrant was given to Asaf Ali, and Aruna pursued the British sergeant. She is requesting the British sergeant that let her accompany them to the railway station. She wants to go to the railway station to see her husband. Next, in the second main, you can see the question and answers, like answer the following questions in 5 or 4 sentences each. The first question, describe the scene at Victoria Terminus in the early hours of August 9, 1942 as witnessed by Aruna Asaf Ali. So what was happening in the Victoria Terminus? So what is happening in that place? Let's see. Dawn was about to break and there was a cordon around Victoria Terminus to keep crowds at bay. As she walked along the platform, she saw Maulana Azad sitting at a window in a compartment of the special train, and she stopped to talk to him. She told him that she was going to unfold the tricolor flag in his place at Gowalia Tank Maidan. This was the scene at Victoria Terminus in the early hours of August 9, 1942. In the early hours of August 9, 1942. So, what is happening at Victoria Terminus? So, dawn was about to break and there was a cordon around Victoria Terminus platform along with the British sergeant, she saw Maulana Azad sitting at a window in a compartment of the special train. Maulana Azad, he is also the member of Bombay Congress session. So he is sitting in the window side and in a special compartment. And she stopped to talk to him. Aruna stopped to talk to him. She is discussed about and told him that she was going to unfurl the tricolor flag at the place of Gowalia Tank Maidan. They both are Maulana Azad and another one Aruna Asaf Ali. Both are met at platform, railway platform, and both are discussed about the hoisting the tricolor flag at Gowalia Tank Maidan. This was the scene at Victoria Terminus in the early hours of August 9, 1940. This one is happening on that day. So the second question is like this. Narrate an instance from the biography to justify the fact that the British were extremely autocratic and ruthless. Narrate one situation to prove that the Britishers were extremely autocratic and ruthless. They don't have humanity. So the answer is, in the absence of senior leaders like Maulana Azad, Aruna Asaf Ali decided to unfurl the tricolor flag at Gowalia Tank Maidan, but the meeting was declared illegal under section 144. A British sergeant gave 2 minutes time for the crowd to disperse. Aruna scrambled up to the dais, announced to the people the arrest of the leaders, and pulled the cord to hoist the national flag. Hardly had the flag been unfurled, the police lobbed tear gas shells into the crowd. Men and women ran helter and skelter with tears streaming down their cheeks. This instance shows that the British were extremely autocratic and ruthless. Which scene? The absence of the senior leaders like Maulana Azad and Aruna Asaf Ali, they are going to decide to unfurl the tricolor flag. At that time, the British were declared that meeting is illegal. That meeting was illegal. That is not legal under the section 144. Under the section 144, to unfurl the flag at Gowalia Tank Maidan. So that is illegal under section 144. A British sergeant, a British policeman gave 2 minutes for the crowd to disperse. For going back to their home, they are given 2 minutes time. Then Aruna scrambled up to the dais, announced to the people the arrest of the leaders. The people, they are going out of that place, and then Aruna, she stand up and come to the dais and announce the arrest of the prominent leaders of that situation, prominent leaders of that meeting. She announced. Then hardly had the flag been unfurled. Finally, the flag is unfurled. The tricolor flag was unfurled. The police lobbed tear gas shells into the crowd. The police, they don't have the humanity. They just tear the gas shells to the crowd. Tear all the gas to the crowd to disperse the crowd. Men and women, the innocent men and women, the publics who are gathering in that place, they are ran like helter and skelter with the tears streaming down their cheeks. This instance shows the Britishers' inhumanity and extremely autocratic and ruthless. Next one is, Aruna Asaf Ali is also known as Grand Old Lady of the Freedom Struggle. Why we called her as a Grand Old Lady? Let's see the answer. Aruna Asaf Ali was a fiery leader who plunged headlong into politics at a time when the freedom struggle was raging and the youth were laying down their lives for the country's independence. She was a lady with determination. In the absence of senior leaders like Gandhiji and Maulana Azad, she took up the challenge and unfurled the tricolor at Gwalior Tank Maidan. She had not yet surrendered to the British after independence. She rendered social service until her death. Hence, she was considered the Grand Old Lady of the freedom struggle. So, when nobody is there, so when they are unfurl the tricolor flag, the prominent leaders like Gandhiji and Maulana Azad, the absence of the prominent leaders, she took that situation in her hand and she is the reason for unfurl the tricolor flag at Gwalior Tank Maidan. And she is also called as fiery leader in the freedom struggle. And she only became the editor of the Inquilab, the magazine. Through that magazine, she gave the awareness to the public what is happening and what will be doing in the future. She gave some messages to the youth, and at last she gave service. She gave social service after the Indian independence. So that we called Aruna Asaf Ali as a Grand Old Lady. Next, what was Aruna's advice to the freedom fighters? What is the advice to the freedom fighters or youths? Aruna advised freedom fighters not to allow any academic arguments on questions like violence and non-violence to divert attention from the stern realities of the day. She further advised that every student and youth should think and feel as soldiers of the nation that was to come. She is advised to the youth, and at the same time she also advised to the people that don't allow any academic arguments like violence and non-violence and to divert attention from the stern realities of the day. And she also advised to the student and the youth that you should think you are a soldier or feel like a soldier and youth. So this is the message given to the youths. Next, what was Gandhiji's advice to Aruna? Why could she not abide by it? Gandhiji finally he gave advice to Aruna Asaf Ali. So, what was the advice of Gandhiji to Aruna Asaf Ali, and why could she not abide by it? So, why she is not abide by this? The answer is the British government had announced a reward of 5,000 rupees for her capture, and then she had gone underground to avoid arrest and to continue her work. She became ill and as well. On hearing about this, Gandhiji advised her to surrender. I have sent you a message that you must not die underground. You are reduced to a skeleton. Do come out and surrender. Surrender yourself and take the prize offered for your arrest. Reserve the prize money for the great Indian cause. This was the advice given by Gandhiji to Aruna. She was determined lady and so would not surrender meekly to the British. She would not abide by the advice of the Gandhiji. She surrendered only when the warrants for her arrest got cancelled. So before that, the British government declared 5,000 Gandhiji also advised that you should go and surrender yourself. But Aruna did not surrender, and Gandhiji also advised her, go and surrender and take the prize money. Though that prize money you should utilize that prize money for the youth or youth federation. You can utilize that amount. But Aruna did not accept, did not obey the advice of the Gandhiji. So till the arrest warrant for her arrest got cancelled. She surrendered to the British when the warrant was cancelled. Then only she arrested to the British. The last question is like this. What were the awards given to Aruna? Why were they given? So she got many awards. Being a woman, she participated in freedom struggle, Quit India movement, Salt Satyagraha. She got many awards. And then what were those awards? And then why were they given? So why they are given? So what is the reason? After India attained independence, Aruna Asaf turned to social work and helped to establish the National Federation of Indian Women in 1954. In 1992, she was awarded the Nehru Award for International Understanding. The country honored her with its highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna, posthumously for her freedom fighting and social services rendered to the nation. So after the Indian independence, she participated herself, she involved herself to the social work, and she got, in 1992 she got, right, in 1992 she got Nehru Award, and posthumously she got the highest civilian award, Bharata Ratna. These are the, and also she established the National Federation of Indian Women in 1954. For her great work, for her achievement, she got many awards. So like this we can see questions, first and second, two mains are there. The first main 5 questions we can see, in the second main 6 questions we can see. Write it down in your notes. Thank you.